This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Joe Torres. That breaking news to tell you about is happening in Rockland County. Reports tonight of multiple people stabbed at a Hanukkah celebration in Monsey, just down the block from Rockland Community College.
The Orthodox Jewish Public Affairs Council has told us that 5 people have been stabbed. This all happened shortly before 10 o'clock this evening. They say the attack took place inside the home of a Hasidic rabbi, and all of the victims are reported to be Hasidic. Keep in mind that tonight is the 7th night of Hanukkah. We have been told that all of the victims have been taken to the hospital. No word yet on their conditions or the attacker.
Joining us now live on the phone is Yossi Gestetner, the co-founder of the Orthodox Jewish Public Affairs Council for the Hudson Valley. Yossi, are you there?
Yeah, hi, good evening. Thanks for having me.
Yossi, thank you so much for joining us on what seems like a tragic night. Can you update us on any of the information that we've just put out in terms of the number of people who were stabbed and the injuries?
Yes, I'm here now at the scene. The scene is 47 Forshey Road. It's in Monsey, as you said. It's right down the block from Rockland Community College. It's the house of a Hasidic rabbi named Rabbi Rottenberg. His congregation is next door at 49 Forshey Road. At about 9:50, a call came into local EMS that multiple people are stabbed at the rabbi's house. It turns out that 5 people were stabbed. The most severe of them seems to have been stabbed at least 6 times. The least severe case was stabbed only 1 time in his hand. The perp seemed to be male. Face covered mostly with a scarf. He seems to have been an African American. As of now, it is not clear if he said anything during or before the attack. As people piled out, he calmly left. His car was parked around the corner, and at this time, local first responders are telling me that they are looking for a vehicle, and again, I guess this needs to be double confirmed, but this is what I got firsthand from first responders. It's a gray Nissan Sentra, plates HP, as in Peter T. Tom, 5757. At first I was told it's HPP, then I was told it's HPT, so obviously these things need to be sorted out.
Yossi, can you tell us what you see there at the scene going on right now?
Yeah, at this time you have law enforcement.
From
EMS
where?
And local EMS and PD are mostly from Ramapo, the town of Ramapo. Monsey is in the town of Ramapo.
And Yossi, what was the celebration going on at the rabbi's house this evening? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, as you started out, it is tonight the 7th night of Hanukkah, so the rabbi had a celebration at his house, and I'm seeing now law enforcement piling into the congregation, I guess possibly to collect security footage from the local congregation. So it was a Hanukkah event, the 7th night. This rabbi is very popular in this neighborhood of Monsey, so he has a following of Orthodox Jews, mostly Hasidic. And as I said, someone came in pretty calmly and started stabbing and left 5 people wounded.
As far as you know, this person entered the building.
Yeah, he entered actually the house on 47 Forshey, which is one structure away from the congregation. The event tonight was at the house of the rabbi, not at the congregation itself. But his vehicle seems to have been parked in front of the congregation, and he left.
Any indication, Yossi, how many people attended the celebration tonight at the rabbi's house?
I would say many dozens. It's quite a large house, and usually the rabbi, when he has these events, the place is full.
Yossi, I must ask you, over the last few weeks, we have had reports of a number of attacks on Jewish people here in the city. Heightening security because of that. Will you hear about this incident tonight? You're there, you know those people. What's going through your mind?
Obviously, the question is, when is enough enough? And when will there be taken more serious steps in terms of stepping up security at visibly Jewish community places? This can help, but what exactly are the odds for someone to walk in tonight at an event and start stabbing people. I mean, I don't think law enforcement can actually have a cop at every congregation in Rockland or in Brooklyn, but certainly stepped-up security is helpful. Swift responses by law enforcement and community leaders inside and outside the Jewish community is important. I think identifying the problem for what it is, and at this point, I don't know what it is beyond saying it's anti-Semitism, would be helpful. I think it would also be helpful, especially in the city, specifically in Brooklyn, if they release a list of incidents and the consequences. As of now, all we hear is stories of another Hasidic person being beaten, another Orthodox Jew being hit in the head. We don't know of consequences yet. I mean, the latest story that we heard was someone who slapped 3 Orthodox Jewish women a couple of days ago, and she was released without bail. Possibly the charges need to be upped to make sure people should be kept behind bars.
Yossi, we're looking at some live pictures that are coming in now from the scene. It seems police have things at the moment under control. I guess we're looking at the pictures of the rabbi's house. Yes, it does look like a rather sizable house right there. Yossi, can you educate us a little bit on the relationship between Monsey and the Hasidic communities in Brooklyn? Do people travel back and forth between those two locales?
Yeah, absolutely. Monsey, which is in Rockland County, is about 30 miles north of New York City. Both places have large Orthodox Jewish communities, and Hasidim are a wing within Orthodox Judaism. And I think everyone, pretty much everyone who is Orthodox Jewish and lives in Rockland has family in Brooklyn and vice versa, and many of them have family in Orange County, and that's certainly the case with me. I was in Brooklyn last week, Sunday night and Monday night for Hanukkah celebrations. So it's certainly a community where people travel a lot and mingle a lot and meet a lot, and usually people do know victims, first-hand, second-hand, cousins, family, and so forth.
An incident like this, a scene like this, a Saturday night, a holiday celebration, it's just really has to have such an effect on the community. Are people frightened by this? Are they not feeling safe? Are they angry?
I wouldn't call it frightened. I think the sense that I'm getting is that people are trying to become, more and more resolved as to how to tackle this on a community basis and on an individual basis. And also, as I said earlier, in terms of law enforcement, prosecutors, elected officials, it's not just, being at another press conference, which is nice, but it needs to be specific steps announced and specific steps taken as to increase security and to have a swift response. I think the chief of the police department is now on the scene. That's support that people, want to see and feel that, law enforcement takes it serious. And then, of course, we need to move, especially in Brooklyn, on getting a public list as to exactly how all these cases turn out. Just arresting someone and then people getting released because this is the new law is not going to cut it. There needs to be consequences within the confines of the law, but people need to feel and understand that this isn't a joke. And I think that if we were to have a couple of stories where, let's say, the Brooklyn district attorney was to announce specific steps and consequences that have been taken against perpetrators, I think more and more people will understand that this isn't a joke. And, going out there and beating on a Jew is going to have more consequences than a slap on the wrist and a news story in the evening news.
Yossi Gestetner, the co-founder of the Orthodox Jewish Public Affairs Council for the Hudson Valley. Yossi, thank you so much for the time, for the information. We'll let you go to get back to your friends and perhaps family members there. You have our information. We have yours. Let's stay in touch as the night progresses. And if you hear any more information, please be sure to pass it to us. We've reached out to the authorities as well there in Rockland County. But as you can imagine, they are very, very busy at the moment. Yossi, thank you.